This is unsanitary. I'm throwing it right on the floor. Yep, because I don't have somebody to come and get it named JJ Kaboo. That's who needs to come and pick that up off the floor. And then he needs to use it to get me another place to live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Although JJ Kaboo is from state of Wisconsin. To myself, that's where I know him. Here's another one. For his dad figure, somebody with the last name Kaboo, we assume. Yeah, he can come and get this one. If he's alive or if he's not alive. I don't know if he's alive or not alive. If you say somebody is not alive who was never alive, would they ever be alive or did you just kill them? Well, if he is alive at any time, whenever, he could be alive at any time. Did he alive with another name or because he owed other money? He had other money. Did he have another name? So I need God to know who that is that JJ thinks died. I don't know who died. I couldn't possibly know that. I never had such a thought in my mind that I would be a guest at somebody's house like it's a condolence call because somebody died. I am clergy, but I'm not at his house that way. Nope, can't help you there. I am feminine, genitals on the Godhead mutilated. And I have this kind of hair on my legs. I know you could say maybe you should shave your legs. I could shave my legs, but why is it that I have hair on my legs and so does a hoopiness have hair on his legs? A hoopiness should be as hairy as a gorilla. If I have this much hair on my legs and you think maybe I should shave my legs. No, I think God should make all the hoopiness legs as hairy as an animal. And then I don't have to shave my legs, do I? Why is God so nice to hoopiness do in Africa? I don't want another hoopiness doctor about these skin hives having scabs. And JJ Kaboo, are you coming to clean this up? JJ Scaboo, come and get this scab right here. Well, if this was a hospital, you would have the motion to go to a garbage with this if you pulled it off with some kind of tweezers or something, and you could just throw it in the garbage. Well, that's what I think of the flooring in here. It's like garbage to me. It's completely trashed. And now it has my scab on it, but that is part of the damages of the flooring over there. JJ Scaboo, do you renovate? Because if you can't get me a key immediately, I'll give you some time, but you should change the flooring in here right away. So what do you think about me suing people? I sue them on the internet. Well, I wouldn't because you can't sue somebody who sued yourself. JJ sued me. He sued me for a house and a car. Yeah, he sued me for that. Like, I was never even there. And that house in Lake Drive area of Fox Point, Wisconsin, Bayside, Wisconsin area. I don't know. He drove there. I can't say exactly where the house was because he was the driver. I don't remember. But that's where it was roughly. Lake Drive area of Fox Point or Bayside, Milwaukee County, Wisconsin, state of Wisconsin. So this is another scab. I'll just throw this on the floor. Is anybody going to get that? Ori Kaboo, you can come and get that. Yeah. Do you know which one? What if you find the wrong one? Well, you have to watch the video again and compare the size. Yeah. You are so obnoxious. You sued somebody who sued yourself, and I can't really sue you that way for that you did something wrong because you are doing it like deliberately. And you are so nice. You are so nice because you owed the house, you owed the car, and you owed that I have food in there and everything I need. And if somebody else comes along, you have to tell them that it's my house, that you are landlording it, because those are your problems. You need to walk away from the house. Yep. Well, you don't want that problem? What do you want? You want a girlfriend who's going to make love to you. And then she really can't fight with you in public, huh? Is that why well, what is your motive to want to have a girlfriend? Does you don't want someone to fight with you in public, but that would make me want to fight with you in public. But I can't because it's dangerous, because it's public. I don't have a death in the fighting. The death would be in a prison. I can fight in a prison and I could get a death on myself. But in public, I cannot fight with you and get a death on myself. Yeah. Well, that's not fair that you are trying to kill other people in public by trying to start a fight with someone who doesn't start a fight with you and wants a death for a fight. That means you can't start a fight with someone. You just can't start a fight with someone. If someone starts a fight with you, then you have to go to jail and prison. But you can't start a fight with someone in public. Well, JJ Kaboo, why are you trying to start a boy fight with me in public? I am not a boy anyway. Should I go? Which way am I going to lose? If I go to see Ori Kaboo at that same house, or if I go to see JJ Kaboo in that same house, which way am I going to lose that I am a girl? Well, Ori was there. JJ, how could I possibly be your girlfriend? Well, why, if you're not going to give me anything for being there, how do you expect me to pay for your gas in your car? It's your car and your gas? Yeah, I did not pump your car with gas. I did not pump the gas in your car. No. Does anybody think that? Nobody thinks that. I did not pump the gas in your car. It was a black, what kind of car do you call that? I used to know, yeah, I can't think of it right now. It was a black car. JJ, you know the viewers of this YouTube video short, they don't have a lot of money. They have touchscreen internet, but they don't have a lot of money. They don't believe in me either. Yes, but you locked me out of a house and not everybody on YouTube did that. But there are somewhat outcomes of that you did that. So they're not real sympathetic because they have to be themselves. They don't really want to say that somebody did me wrong and made them alive illegally. They don't really believe in God, JJ. Okay, that's 1 foot with the scabs removed here and some lotion on the scabs over where they were. Like this is where the scab was, and there's lotion here and here and here. I need to do the other foot, but I don't have enough lotion right now. I don't like this hair right here. JJ, I could have died by now if not for you. And instead, I'm still alive looking at this hair on my... Yeah, who wants that? I can shave it off, but I didn't. Anyway, I don't want to live without your house because of itself. And I have to still look at myself, and it's torture that it's ugly. If I was just beautiful, I would not really think much of that either, but ugly, that is meaning to worry about my safety. JJ, do you worry about my safety? JJ Kaboo, do you worry about my safety? Maybe the YouTube viewers don't worry about my safety, but JJ Kaboo, I know you from year 1995. Do you worry about my safety since 1995? Maybe these viewers don't have that much in it. Yeah. You have such a nice house. How can you afford it? Weren't you worried about the mortgage it is to invite somebody to your house and lock them out? That's why people have a realtor and they have a mortgage. Yeah, but you did not pay me anything for the mortgage because I don't know why. Did you just say this is my house? I know, but I didn't say that to you. JJ, this is your house. Do you want me to give you everything that's yours to yourself to myself? I know, but that's going to cost you. For example, if you said that to me, I want you to give me everything that's mine to myself to yourself, that would cost me that I am living outside of your house since the year 1995, and now is the year 2025. And I've been paying for that. I live elsewhere outside of your house. So how many years is that? It's 25 years plus 5 years, so it's 30 years. I've been living outside of your house for 30 years, and you've not given me any money to compensate me for that. I did not actually sell you the house and give you the keys. No, I didn't give you the keys to that house. Am I just a guest in your house? I know, but I am actually paying for that. The reason I was at your house is because my parents are going to lock me out of my house in the future. Yeah. Well, I knew that. I didn't say that. I didn't complain to you about it. But why did you lock me out of your house? What's your argument that you're not a girl like Ori? Do you want me to love you like a boyfriend? Okay, but I have a hot 1,000 list of boyfriends now because of you. Are you a boyfriend without any boyfriends? Or maybe you have a boyfriend. How many? Do you have as many as I do? Not as many as I do, but yes, but I don't have your house as security, and that I have many social problems with that. I'm hungry. I was hungry already. By the time I was at your house, I was hungry, yeah. JJ Scaboo. So what about this foot? This is what needs the lotion. It looks terrible, right? JJ, do your feet look like this? I don't know what JJ Kaboo's feet look like. All I know is that you treat me like the cheapest problem ever made in God. When I say I wouldn't give you $1 because I am the debt, you say I wouldn't give you $1 because I love myself. Well, you can't afford to give me any money. You can't afford to speak to me. I'm going to charge you for that. If you cannot afford to give me any money, you cannot afford to speak to me. Well, what are you talking about? Does everybody say, when they say words out of their mouth, everybody who says words out of their mouth is trying to collect money? So who is paying out the money? JJ, if you were going to take me out to dinner, would you pay out the money to the restaurant? Because I don't know how you got into that house. Did somebody give you that key or did you just have it? You have the key and you don't pay out the key. So, how are you going to pay for anything? Well, how are you going to explain to myself in the afterlife that you are not really myself? You don't have it paid for that I'm not really yourself to myself. You didn't pay for it this way. This is why you can't do this. You can't just invite somebody over to your house and say, "This is my house." I didn't ask you what is your house and where, which house. What are the chances of that? I would never find that house. No, I can find it now. I can't even tell you where it is. It's somewhere in Fox Point or Bayside, state of Wisconsin, like Milwaukee County area. And that's where it is. But I didn't drive there and I can't find it. And I just don't know. Well, so how are you going to pay? Because it's too late now. But who does that? Okay, I have to be a guest at your house, and then you're not going to give me the house. I'm just there to see what a nice house you have. What kind of a psychopath are you? Because I could see that from the outside of the house. I don't have to go in. JJ, you have a penis, not a dong. It's a penis. But the penis doesn't go inside the house for the threatening that it is your house. Tanya Fisher, why are you in the thick with this JJ problem? Tanya Fisher is JJ's girlfriend. Was she always his girlfriend? Because I know Tanya before I found the two of them together. Well, I don't want to be in some small town boyfriend girlfriend problem. JJ locked me out of a house because I needed the house itself, and he's supposed to offer it to me like God. I was there like God to take it by offer. You don't understand why I'm so nice. You think I'm naive. You think I'm stupid. You think I don't understand you. You think that I am unaware of my surroundings. You think that I don't know you interiorly and your intentions, and that I would say no and be elsewhere is just not to waste some hours of my time, but you don't understand that it is all of the money that I am to be there, that I'm not angry. Not angry, very happy because it's due that you give me everything that is mine to myself, to yourself, by offering that I am God deceased in your house. Yep, it is mine to myself that way. I'm disclosing my leverage, how it is my house to myself, and I don't know it until you give me the key by offer, and then I say, thank you. And then you have to say, I have to give you everything that's yours to yourself inside of the house so that you know that it is yours to stay here, like by yourself being the landlord. Until I can get more food money another way. I might have more than one house that way, if you know what I mean. I can have a lot of houses that way, many houses that way, many houses that way. But you don't pay out a key, not to one of you. And then what about the next of you and the next of you and the next of you? Well, now I'm disclosing my leverage and I'm not nice. I don't go to anybody's house or apartment anymore. I'm not going in anybody's house or apartment anymore ever again. It's an order. I am done with that. You don't have anything to offer me that I need at this point. And I can say that on camera and post it on YouTube. And it is really true that you would not invite me over anyway, would you? Anyway, can you stop stuttering? I don't know what impresses other people about that you say the wrong word. Thank you, Father. Well, they are listening for that you know how to speak English. Thank you, Father. So when you say anime, you're like, yeah, you don't understand. It's anyway. I think they know it's anyway. Thank you, Father. Okay, let's see now. Is this like okay, that's different, yeah. But once I step down on the foot, it might turn back to like what it was before, looking dry and maybe white, white in there, like cracked. I don't want to say cracked because it's my foot, but like cracked skin, like right on the surface. Well, that is better for now and hope for the best, but I don't know if that will last. Yeah. Okay, another scab. JJ Scaboo. What can you give me for this scab? Is there anybody else with the last name Scaboo? Oh, the mom figure. What's her name? I don't know. Is she Mrs. Caboo? Or just mom figure Scaboo? Caboo. Okay, she can come and get this one. Yeah. You have to come review the video. Bring it with you when you come. Review the video and find out which scab is which one that I took off because they are in leverage. The creator of this scab does know. You have to be very careful because he knows. He might change the threatening though because you are behind on the threatening so that you have spent it already. Yeah. Don't give up. You should still try because God needs to see you try before he puts you out of myself for eternity because you're not nice. It's about to get scary, yeah. Because that is because God is ending the happy on sugar problem. That I am eating food so that I can see myself, and you are eating food so that you don't see myself. That is about to end. Because I need to see myself another way about the food supply being deceased by myself. So then. I know I just touched my feet, but I took a shower. My hair is wet too. So my hands are clean mostly. So I don't know how to say this because it's about to end that I even know who you are, and then I won't. But you have so much of my money. I have some time for you to return the keys that you stole, just to acknowledge that you locked out alive. And what I would have to tell you, because you think that I have a mental competency problem. And I would also report to people I knew younger. I would report to them that I was hospitalized when I was older. Do you have the criminal liability to watch YouTube? I know, but I did not announce that in advance. When I was in high school, I did not announce in advance. JJ what I'm going to do about reporting that you locked me out of a house. And I would have to tell him that not in the house, but outside the house somewhere. And it's really not due to speak to him after he locked me out of a house. So that means he wants to consume the threatening, but that's how I know him. You cannot make that excuse with so many people and say that's just what we do. You can't because I do not go into your house that way with the threatening. The threatening I go into your house is that God made money for myself. And if you just eat it, you are actually in the moment of when you decide that you're not going to give me what is mine to myself. You are in a turning point for yourself, that you are consuming it, that it's yours to yourself and that is elsewhere's. You consume that the house is yours to yourself. You consume the keys are yours to yourself. And what about the cars? Because that's traveling too much. You consume that's yours to yourself. And then whatever was really meant for me from the creator of myself and myself, we are not getting the consumption. And that's we. That's what I mean. The creation of myself, the creator of myself, none higher than he deceased up there. And myself, none higher than me deceased right here. We don't get the consumption of the property you appointed to yourself. And then you ate it. It would be like if you ate 1,000 Twinkies and you got fat by 10 pounds. If you fattened yourself 10 pounds by eating all those Twinkies, so then should I say eat 10 pounds of food? Like, okay, like what? Okay, say you're at a buffet. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, there's a salad bar at the Coto in Buenos Aires, Argentina. If you buy 1 pound of food out of the salad bar, like broccoli and carrots and whatever else you put in the, and you weigh it. Okay, if you do that, I don't know, 10 pounds of food out of the salad bar, and then you eat it all at once. How can you? You can't. You eat it until you eat it all. You eat it continuously until you eat it all. Then you gain 10 pounds right there because you have 10 pounds of food inside of you and you just got 10 pounds heavier. I'm off on my time here. It's deceased to say that. It is. JJ Kaboo, you're so illegal. You deported myself. Why weren't you deported? Is he in French Canada? Is he in French Canada? So Quebec. Maybe JJ Kaboo is in Quebec someplace. But you don't have this problem that Andrea Johnson would be paying out a Canadian house to JJ Kaboo in Quebec because you didn't wrong each other. You two wronged myself. Charles Cho has Canadian citizenship. That's wrong to myself that he's in America. Why would you have Canadian citizenship and be in America? Wouldn't you be in Canada in that scenario? Well, I don't know that about Charles Cho. Why wasn't he in Canada all along? Because he's a citizen of Canada. What are you doing anywhere in the United States? Anywhere, for any reason. I don't know you. No. So, JJ Kaboo, we are about out of time. You owe me something that is mine to myself, to yourself, and you are on the interest that you fattened yourself, that it was your house to yourself. And it's going on 30 years now. Are you 30 years a homeowner of a house? You couldn't have been a homeowner of that long because when I knew you, you were about 17 years old. That means you didn't have 30 years in the house yet. You were 17 years old. Yeah, but you have 30 years in that one house and don't know what else now. That's how you fattened yourself on time. That really doesn't, I think God doesn't have a threat that way. No. And yet you don't pay out a key. Nobody asked you to pay out a key. What made you think it was yours to yourself? I saw him open the door right in front of me, and he said, "Come in." And on his way, right up, walking up to the door, not yet at the door, walking up to the door, he said, "My dad figure died." Yeah, did he say dad or father? He said, "My dad figure died outside of the house." That's not good. He didn't say that elsewhere, and I'm not even standing there. Yeah, I'm not even walking, about to stop right in front of the house because the door was closed and locked. So about to stop and stand right there. I was not. I'm not standing there in that scenario. Who died? Because I'm not there that way. That's you being clergy and what? I didn't kill somebody for your house. You're the one who said somebody died. I have no, that's mentally impossible to answer to you for what you are. You need to be in prison. Yeah. I have no way to answer that. I don't know who he thinks died. I don't know what he's talking about. Somebody died. I don't know because he's JJ Kaboo from Temple Emmanuel, and I did not see who drove him there. Maybe somebody drove him there. Does somebody who drove him to Temple Emmanuel, he died? Can we verify that with somebody at Temple Emmanuel who runs the parking lot? Who knows who's parking cars in the parking lot? Temple Emmanuel has like a membership. You have to pay dues to be there. So they know who's at the temple by the dues, but they don't have a valet in the parking lot. Well, I could use a valet in the parking lot now. a valet who knows everyone. I bet they would have more than one valet when it's busy, like a Sunday or a holiday. Well, God wants you to pay out the mind of the key, but it's not supposed to be a learning experience for you. No, it's happened so many times throughout my 45 years and alive that I am starting to think that you just don't know how to pay out a key. But I am right here. I have a head and genitals, and I am just testifying as the Godhead that I think you don't know how to pay out a key. Yeah. No, but I just ate it. I consumed it. That you did not pay it out. JJ Kaboo and everyone in that last name Kaboo, which I can see three, not four. I can see three. The mom figure, Ori Kaboo, who is a little younger than JJ, and JJ himself, Kaboo. The three of them. You don't know how to pay out a key. You just ate it that you don't know. If I see you in, like, after I'm out of the door locking, I won't look like this anymore. You won't recognize me anymore, but that's you hiding the crime. Yeah, I've been holding alive like this long enough for you to find me and ask me how I'm doing since you locked me out of a house. You don't know whose house it is because you didn't pay out whose house it is to yourself. How do you think I can afford to be there? I'm a very rich relative who walked into your house and said, I was just leaving. I didn't park at your house. JJ picked up myself and Makwan, and he drove me to this Lake Drive area of maybe Fox Point or Bayside villages in Milwaukee County. And he dropped me back off in Mequon. I did not park a car at your house because it was like, what kind of car would it be? If I drove up to your house in a nice Mercedes with leather interior and I parked it in front of your house, would you think that I could still just afford to leave your house as a nice guest? I know, but how do I know which house it is? You didn't pay for that. How do I know which house to park at? It has an address. You didn't pay for that. And another thing you didn't pay for was that I did not open the door for JJ. I don't have a risk that way. I didn't know which house to stop at. I didn't know how to get inside of which house. And it was snowing, right? We had snow that day. Snowing, snow accumulation. Yeah. Well, how do you pay for the snow plowing? Yeah. Do you know how the snow plowing could get to your neighborhood and plow the snow to the side so that the car can drive down the road? Well, I will pay the snowplow for me so I don't end up in a car accident and stuck in the snow with JJ Kaboo doesn't want to report his address and the key fit and do things for God because God would plow the snow for me, I guess. He would not really plow the snow for you. Well, this is what it costs for me to plow the snow in Wisconsin. I'm telling you, you don't afford it. You don't afford me what I go through, what I do for myself, so that God will do everything for me while I am in the world. I secure my own safe passage through the world with myself in my own leverage. And I don't think JJ Kaboo, and he's just one of you, and he's from the year 1995 to me. And I don't think that all of you are really learning from JJ how to improve upon JJ because he locked me out of the house and consumed alive of the key of himself. And he's not myself. So he doesn't really hold alive the way I do. And he doesn't have all the leverage that it was to be invited there as a guest. And then what do you do for your guest? You don't just lock out the guest. I never went back there. Who goes there voluntarily and then they're locked out and never go back there? Well, what do you want me to do? I was there with clergy for Temple Emmanuel. Well, Cantor Iker. That's how Ori was in there. I'm there with Cantor Iker. Well, I didn't drive. Cantor Iker was driving a car to get to Temple Emmanuel. I made an argument that I did not drive to your house. Well, if you don't want a clergy that drives, that's me. But you locked me out of the house and didn't give it to me. Well, how do you even get the house? How do you even get the key? Are you hiding how you got the key? I know, but you used the temple to do that. I am making that point. You used clergy to do that. You are not clergy. JJ Kabu is not clergy. Not to me. I don't know you that way. Akancha Iker did not say that to me. Well, JJ might be the argument that he's not really Jewish, but he goes to the synagogue because it's a mix, because some people are Christian, some people. So he would be more like Rabbi Francis Barry Silberg. He's Francis, and he's not really Jewish, but he says things in Hebrew. And that's, I think, why JJ would be there about that problem. But he's not there about Cantor Iker's Hebrew problem, and he's got black hair, and he's a little Jewish, but he's wrong in the had. He sings too much. Yeah, that's why he's there, because he sings too much. But that's what's wrong with JJ is he's not clergy to me. Rabbi Silberg did not say that to me, but I did not see him really at that time. I see him on high holidays, maybe elsewhere. Cantor Iker, I would see him on his schedule. JJ, you are not nice. What you did something to explode your own head. I did not invite JJ Kabu to my house and lock him out. And if that was my house to himself, I did not invite him in. No, I didn't have the key. I couldn't open the door myself. Did he just open the door for himself and hold on to the keys and keep them? Wow, you could never do that in a McDonald's. No. If you were in a realtor office, you could not do that. If you're a realtor, you cannot do that. Well, if you're a realtor, you have to hand over the keys if there's the payment is already made. JJ, did you walk into a house that was already paid for and kept it? If it was a realtor, they would have made the payment transaction themselves. God, do you trust the realtor to receive money and to pay out a key? Because it looks like maybe your realtors should not do that. So why would a realtor take a $2 million retainer and pay out a key to a house? Why would he give a $4 key out to a house? It's a copy. It's a $4 copy of a key. Well, a realtor will not give me anything because it's not paid for through a realtor. Watch Two and a Half Men with Charlie Sheen's mom figure. He's Charlie Harper on the show. Charlie Sheen's mom figure, she's a realtor. She sells expensive real estate and don't know how she does it. Yeah, I don't know how she does it. It's suspicious. Okay, I have to go. My hand is tired of holding this camera.